Iceland is an island that is home to more than 360,000 people, 60% of which live in its capital, Reykjavik. Most believe that Iceland was actually the last place on Earth to be settled by humans. And while YTD has tasted foods from all around the globe, we refuse to leave our Icelandic brethren till last. Today we open 3 snacks from the land of fire and ice, completely butcher their names, and ask, "Who prefer do that?" Iceland! You tried that. I'm Nick Novak with my pals Chad Hancock.
I should have looked up how to say howdy in Icelandic, and I didn't. So I'm lazy. I'm sorry. Howdy.
Nick Geiger.
Hey there. I looked up nothing. I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah, when you look up these pronunciations in Icelandic, like the way that the letters go together and the way you say them can't even like register in your brain.
Yeah, I think that's a good point because I just looked up the translation for hello and it's hollow. So that's a tough one. No, but I think that is true. I know that they are famous for having like super long names for things, like volcanoes and stuff, right? Like, do you guys remember maybe 11 years ago or something, there was that volcano in Iceland that erupted and like all these flights and stuff were out of Europe were like completely grounded.
Uh-huh.
You guys remember that one? And that had some like 40 character long name. You don't know what I'm talking about, Geiger?
I do. I remember that, but I don't remember the name.
Sure, I believe you. I don't remember it.
It was from, I'm looking it up, 2010. The name of the volcano was Eyjafjallajökull.
Probably is not his name. I gotta be honest. That's probably not the volcano's name.
Well, I remember that because I was in Ireland at the time. I was there for work, and I was supposed to fly home like the next day, the day after the volcano erupted. And then like the flight was grounded, and so I was stuck in Ireland for like an extra week or something, which was whatever. Like I basically just traveled around the country on the company's dime.
Geiger, you and I in college really liked Kwarashi, like that one Icelandic.
We did,
band,
yes,
but we
correct.
Really liked that album. We used to listen to those songs a lot.
What?
I am super confused where you were going with that. I'm like, you and I in college, like, what kind of improv do I have to do here? But no, yeah,
I made your volcano explode. You remember that? And then none of our roommates could get around the rest of the room.
No, strangely enough, so Kwarashi, this like kind of punk rock band from Iceland, they had a song on the Madden soundtrack, and I used to play a ton of Madden in college, and I really liked it. And then randomly, Novak, I think you had heard of them somehow else, so we bonded over that a little bit, like "Stick 'Em Up" and the other song I can't remember it.
Mr. Jinx, yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
One thing I also know they have in Iceland is groceries. I'm pretty sure. So people do go to the grocery store just like they do here, and so we were talking a little bit about the times when you go to the grocery store with a pretty sizable load that could potentially be carried in a single trip. And sometimes that includes like some of the tougher items, like a gallon of milk or like a 12 pack of cans, things that could make it tougher. But you always try to make it in one trip, especially if you live in an apartment or something. And so Chad said that in college, he and listener Kurt had a method for getting all the groceries in a single trip.
Right. So Kurt and I were roommates for 2 years in college, and we had an apartment. And the weirdest thing about it was like, it's not that apartment was even all that high up. It was on the like second floor, but the first floor was like underground. So you only had to go up 6 steps to get, and we were like the first or second apartment as soon as you walk in. So it's like really close to the parking lot, but we were still always determined to get every grocery that we would get in one trip. And so we would go to a grocery store called Meijer. Do you guys know Meijer?
Yeah.
So it's just like this huge place in Champaign where we went to school. And we would go maybe like once every other month. So we would just try to buy like tons and tons of shit, which for me was basically like 35 boxes of Kraft mac and cheese and nothing else.
Oreos.
Yeah, a bunch of Oreos and Reese's Puffs. So then we'd come home. And so what we would do is I I would just like basically put my arm out, and we would have at Meyer, they would give you the plastic grocery bags, not the paper ones, and he would just load them up like on my arm. So I would have like 20 or 30 bags on each arm, just like trying to carry them. And then he would get like all the heavy stuff, like cases of soda or whatever. And then we would just like head up the steps, and we'd spend more time loading them onto our arms than if we actually just like walked up and did a couple trips. But I don't know, guys. Just I felt like such a badass doing that.
I've taken that trip many times, and it was in college too when I had to climb a couple flights. And I loaded them all up my arm, and you feel like Magnus von Magnuson, like in the strongman competition, like taking one stair at a time. And by the time you get it up there and the bags come off your arm, it's such a relief, and you have like red marks all over your arms. You're like, I did it.
College was not a big problem for me. It was more because I barely did. I mean, I would just like buy. I lived literally across the street from a grocery store, so it wasn't a big deal. But like when I first moved to Chicago, when my wife and I lived together in an apartment, we lived a good 5 blocks from the grocery store, which was fine. I had a car, but it was so hard to find parking that I almost didn't want to move my car.
Yeah.
And it was, granted, it was just the two of us, so it was easier. But she had one of those giant, like full body length, like backpacking backpacks that you take like climbing a mountain almost. And so I put that on, and we go grocery shopping, and then she would just load it up. And then I'm like walking like the Hunchback of Notre Dame for like 5 blocks of this thing like teetering over. Like, God damn it! How many cases of Coke are in here? And then I would like get all the way upstairs, and like it's burning into your shoulders. And then I would set it down and look what I've done. No, it just was stupid. I just loaded the fridge. Now I have kids. Now I can make the kids do it. So it's not...
Everyone's had the point where they like a bag rips or something, and you just want to kill somebody.
I remember too, Geiger, one time when I was living with you.
Yeah.
So Geiger and I lived in an apartment complex that was in around what used to be a shopping mall.
Right.
And that shopping mall had been demolished, so it was just like a giant dirt pit. But there was still a couple of remnants of stuff. So there was like a Jewel Osco, I think it was. Like, how far would you say that was? Like about a mile, maybe, around?
Yeah, mile and a half, maybe.
Yeah. So so we used to always drive there because of fucking course you do. But then one day I'm like, well, it's not that far. Like we could basically see it from the apartment. So like I'll just walk there and then walk back. But I made the mistake. I had bought like 2 gallons of milk plus all like a whole bag of other groceries. So I had to walk the whole mile and a half back, like carrying 2 gallons of milk, which gallons of milk don't seem heavy, but after a mile and a half walk, they are heavy as fuck. They were like basically full of gold or something. Like it was. And I remember my arms were just dead the rest of the day.
Geiger, I remember you driving up and like, didn't you tell me you drove up and Chad was just leaning against the curb, like sweat rolling down his face, chugging a gallon of milk?
And he was like, I said, what's wrong? He's like, oh, I'm walking back from the grocery store. I'm like, oh man, I'll leave the door open for you when I get home. And I sped home. I just like blew, and I hit a puddle, so all the water splashed in his face.
Well, it cooled me down.
No, I always thought it was funny. Yeah, the two of us living together, and you buying enough milk for like a family of 4, and I don't even drink it. It was like 2 gallons of milk in the fridge. I'm like, who's drinking all this shit? I didn't have an idea. I knew you liked milk. I did not realize how much you consumed.
Yeah, how much you would buy 2 gallons a week?
Not a week. I drink. So pre-pandemic, I would drink a gallon of milk every roughly 5 days.
Oh my God, you should have been trying to avoid kidney stones.
Well, now you just milk your dog, right? And drink his milk?
Yes, I just drink Napoleon's milk.
That's how it works.
Napoleon is Pooley Instagram.
Yeah. Follow him on Instagram for pictures of me close up to his teats.
You got to get that shit from the tap. All right, grocery stores.
All right, yeah. Are you guys ready to eat some Icelandic snacks?
Uh-huh.
We've been avoiding a little because we have to say these names. It's not going to go well, but we're going to rate these Icelandic snacks on a 5-point scale. A love dat, like dat, indifferent to dat, dislike dat, and hate that. And I think there's one here that has been given to us to purposefully, I think, make us sick. So we're going to leave that one till the end, I think. But Chad, why don't you give the rundown on how we got them?
Sure. So these are from our good friend and friend of the podcast, Chrissy, who's been on a couple times. Now, Chrissy's currently she's working a job where she's supposed to be stationed in Libya. As we record this, she's actually back in Tunisia for a little bit, and she sent us some snacks from Libya that we're going to try in a future episode. That's pretty exciting. But before the pandemic, she actually had, like, right before the pandemic, she had taken a trip to Iceland, and she was determined to find like some of these Icelandic snacks, especially this third one that we're going to try. And so the point of that is that these are not necessarily fresh, because she bought these like back in early March, maybe late February, in Iceland. They traveled all the way to Tunisia. I think they went to Libya for a little bit, then back to Tunisia, then over here to the United States. It's now August, so I hope they're still good. We'll see.
The first one we're going to try is, I think, Pristur. Is what I'd say. Pristur. It's impossible.
Are we trying
to
this
tell
one first because you think you know how to say it? You just pick the easiest name to start with.
So the package is all yellow with a bunch of It looks like the package was designed by the Riddler or something, and it's like got threes all over it, and they're sideways and upside down. It is really bizarre.
What's going on over there, Novak?
Is there a burglar in your house?
Running the ice maker in the fridge. So this looks like basically like a candy bar inside.
Smells chocolatey. There's a layer of chocolate around the outside, but I don't know what to expect in the middle. Is it a wafer or?
Mine looks kind of white and like ashy.
Yeah, that's just the chocolate is old.
Yeah. What's in the bottom? Licorice, you think? You said?
Yeah, when I had Googled this, to find out what it was, somebody had posted a review saying it tasted like black licorice or something. So this is weird. When you bite into it, it is chewy. There's like a layer of maybe soft chocolate in the middle, taking up most of it, but there's also just what appears to be black licorice log running down it, the bottom corner.
It's like a vein.
Or it's just little bits of it.
Yeah, I think it's bits. I don't know if it is a log. Mine's running because they're in all different sides. If it's running through the middle, it's diagonal.
Yeah.
Do you guys like black licorice?
No. Is this black licorice though, or is it like a gummy of some kind?
I can't tell.
At first I almost thought it was like a fruity, like a piece of dried fruit or something. But then once you said licorice, I think that's what it is. I can kind of sense that, but it's not an overly strong licorice flavor. And obviously, since we have a hard time even telling what it is.
Okay, there is a little bit of English on the back near the ingredients, and it does say milk chocolate filled with caramel cream and licorice pieces.
Okay.
Oh, mystery solved.
Just had to actually read.
Geiger, you're starting us off. What do you think of Pristur?
I don't think it's very good. I'm just going to cut right to the quick here.
Specifically, how not good would you say?
Like you want me to rate it on a scale of 1 to 5 almost, you think?
I want you to rate it on a 3-point scale with potential
2 bonus levels.
Right?
I want you to rate it on a scale of 1 to 11 breaks. That's what I want.
All right. I give it 1 dunk. I think it's really the chocolate, and again, now this is clearly not fresh. This thing has looked like it was made in the 1961, but from the original 1960s Batman show with the Riddler. It's not good. The chocolate's really stale and nasty. The licorice, I don't like licorice. I agree that it doesn't taste super licorice-y, but it's off-putting, I think, to have this really chewy nugget in the middle of a candy bar, an otherwise chocolate bar. It's just strange, and it doesn't really taste good. It's not terrible. It's just got a weird aftertaste. So I'm giving this a dislike that. I don't hate it. I just don't like it at all.
Okay, dislike to start. Chad, do you agree?
Yeah, I do. This is bad. Okay, real quick though, riddle me this. What is it that with us that are we on a Jim Carrey kick or something? We were talking about The Mask a couple weeks ago. Now the Riddler. Are we doing an Ace Ventura episode next? Is
So
that
hold on.
'cause-
Yes.
We're on Jim Carrey kick because we referenced Jim Carrey and the Riddler twice in a span of like 5 episodes.
Yep.
Okay.
Look, I just want to talk out of my asshole. That's all.
We did mention Eternal Sunshine a couple weeks ago too, so that's there too.
Okay. Yeah, dislike that. The licorice bits here are not working for me. The caramel cream is not working for me. I think even if this chocolate was fresh, it doesn't seem like very good chocolate. It's not totally repulsive, but it is a bad bar, so I am going to give this a dislike.
2 dislikes. Geiger, I have something to tell you. This whole podcast, since we started, Chad and I have been on this. The listeners have been in. It is all to see how you react. It is the podcast version of The Truman Show.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. So, wait, you're all actors?
Yes.
This is the role of a lifetime for you guys. Pretend to be my friend long enough to talk me into a very low-rated and barely listened to podcast.
We're actually convicted
All right.
criminals. This is part of the... We get early parole if we do this.
Let me show you something.
Wait, who was
what the hell
that?
was that? Is it supposed to be Fire Marshal Bill?
That was Fire Marshal Bill, yeah.
I thought you were trying to do the Truman Show, and I'm like, did Ed Harris yell, "Let me show you something"?
Yeah.
Let me show you something. This whole thing's a fake.
Well, I don't know if Betsy knew, because she's been, I guess I'll let you in another secret. She's been sleeping with me this whole fucking time.
No, she hasn't.
That's true. I adopted these kids.
Geiger, let me show you something. She hasn't been sleeping with you.
Thanks.
Let me
Thanks,
show you
okay.
something. Here's a picture of your unused penis.
Wait, you've been taking pictures of my penis, dude? That's not even part of an acting gig. I don't understand how that
The
helps
doctors,
show.
the doctors are in on it. I forgot to tell you.
That's why I had to go in for that cock inspection every month. I thought that was a whole lot.
You wonder why the doctor told you to drop trow and just start snapping photographs.
Like, I thought it was especially weird when my dentist did it too. I was like, they got their roles mixed up.
We told all your doctors you were going out for boogie nights too. That's how we got them to get in on it.
Also known as his device will make him famous.
Yeah, exactly. His device will make him famous again.
Okay. I don't think this is as bad as you guys said.
Yeah, but
I
you're an
don't
actor.
like-
I don't even trust your opinions anymore. This is all part of a script at this point. I don't care.
Wait, I was still talking about the penis photo.
I don't think this is very good. It tastes too licoricey. How the fuck does he know? Again, how does he know?
How did you guys know that I call my penis Pristur? How did you know?
There's threes all over it because it's only 3 inches long.
I don't think the chocolate's as bad as you say. And actually, in the first couple bites, I thought it was all right, and I was prepared to almost give it a like that, but the licorice flavor like kind of lingers a bit, and I think that hurts it.
Yeah.
If that licorice was some kind of fruit, like we've had in some of these other bars, like recently, where it had chocolate fruit mixed in it, then I think I would have actually liked it. But in this case, I'm going to give it an indifferent to that. So we've got 2 dislikes on an indifferent. Not much of a competition to beat. But next, we're gonna go to the who wants to tell us what we're eating next? What is this thing called?
I'm gonna go with Sesamstangir.
Yes, we'll go with that too.
Sesamstangir.
Thankfully, the package helpfully informs us that it has 40 grams of netto pinigid and 3 sticky.
No, it's 3 sticky.
The old 3 sticky.
I think that's because it's 3 wafers, but my 3 wafers have melted together. I don't know if they're supposed to have.
Oh, yeah. I wonder. Mine are also stuck together.
Yeah, they're very sticky stickies.
Yeah, mine too.
So it's 3 thin wafers with a layer of chocolate on the bottom,
Oh God.
grooves on the top.
Good luck.
This chocolate looks like it's been left on the side of a volcano, the one that blew up. It's like so grizzled looking of chocolate. It's like chocolate jerky.
It's like a brick.
Oh God! I think I broke my teeth. And now I gotta go back to the dentist. He's gonna take pictures of my cock the whole time.
The whole time? My tooth still hurts. Get the fuck out.
What's inside here? Nuts or something? It's almost like it
Nuts?
tastes like a cracker inside.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, if you look close, I think, like, the beginning is spelled like sesame. It actually does look like there's very tiny sesame seeds in it.
Seeds
If you
are
look close
like,
at
yeah,
the cross
it
section.
almost tastes like a cracker.
But not a good one.
But you
Ooh.
can't bite it. I don't know if that's
Do you want to?
that comes from it being old or...
Or the fact that all three are stuck together.
Damn.
Okay, Chad, you have the difficult job of leading us off.
Ugh. I don't think it's that difficult at all. Wow. Okay, so it's obviously super, super hard. I don't know if that's because I'm biting through 3 when I'm only supposed to be biting through 1, but... So I'm actually not going to hold that against it. What I am going to hold against it is the absolutely foul aftertaste. Like, this thing, after you eat it, it just lingers in your mouth. It's drying my mouth out as I talk. The chocolate is downright terrible. Everything about this bar is disgusting to me. Slam dunk. Hate that.
Okay. Let's just settle down a little bit. It's some sesame seeds covered in chocolate. It is too hard. There's no doubt about it. Chocolate's not great. It's not offensive. It by no means is offensive. What's keeping me from eating it is that it's too hard to bite through. But if it wasn't, I think I could get through it probably no problem. It's not great. I'm going to put it a step above what Chad did and say dislike that. So will not be a flaming bag. Geiger, are you more in line with me or Chad?
What's really weird is that when I was at the dentist, he put me under for no reason. Then he whispered in my ear, the only thing that's holding me back from eating it is it's so hard I can't bite through it. I was like, really creepy.
Mm-hmm.
But he meant this candy bar. He was just eating one while he was working on me.
You thought he was going to eat you.
Well, I mean, now I don't know who to trust. Anyway, this is bad. This is not good. I like sesame seeds. That's not the problem. I like chocolate. That's not the problem. I think the problem is that this tastes like shit. It's not like the chocolate's not good. It is impossible to eat. Now, again, I'm with Chad in that I wonder if like a single wafer would have been fine, right? I think it's partly that they're fused together as though they've been sitting on the surface of Mercury for like a month or two. I don't like the taste. The aftertaste is bad. I don't think it's like the worst thing I've ever eaten. In fact, I like sesame seeds so much that I wonder if like a fresh version of this I might actually really like. I just think I'm going to chalk this up to age and meltedness and just be in general not being fresh. I will give it a dislike that, but I think it could be good.
All right, Pristur still in the lead. Geiger, you said you don't know who you can trust, right?
That's correct. Not at all.
You don't know if you can trust your dentist?
My dentist? From the sounds of it, I can't.
You're like, I don't know if I can trust him. Like, I'm pretty sure you can.
I mean, I just learned he was taking illicit naked photos of my genitals.
It's still not sure.
Still out. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to have a heart-to-heart with him and really feel him out about this.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you can't trust your dentist, would you describe him as perhaps a liar?
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
No. This guy is clearly staring at a list on IMDb of Jim Carrey movies. I've been watching him look them up and slowly inch toward the microphone already. I mean, I don't know if I can believe him. I can't believe they put a man on the moon. Jim Carrey movie, Man on the Moon.
This is getting Dumb and Dumber. Let's move on.
Okay, so it's time for a segment. This segment, when people think about Iceland, they say you assume when you're a kid that it's like Antarctica, right? It's frozen.
Yeah.
And then as you get older, you say, what is that place? Is it hot or cold? Someone tell me. So this segment is going to be called Hot or Cold. And
hold on. The premise is that someone as an adult asked if Iceland was hot or cold?
Cold.
Yeah.
I'm going cold.
Yeah, who asked that?
Do I win?
Your dentist. He's been made to live his entire life pretending to be your dentist, taking
Never
photos
gotten
of
to
your
go
jokes.
outside.
He's not a real dentist. He doesn't see other patients. He just waits every 6 months for you to walk in the door to take pictures.
Well,
of
he
your
does
genitals.
impeccable work on my teeth. Check out these shots.
As you're coming in, he's like, okay, I'm just gonna move my hand until it's the problem. Like, tell me, am I getting hot or cold? As he's moving towards your crotch. Am I getting hot? Am I getting hot? Am I getting hot?
Yeah. It was really weird when every time I come in, he was closing a YouTube tab that said how to be a dentist.
He waited till the day you were coming in.
Oh, fuck, I got a dentist today. Oh, shit.
Oh, crap. And then later, he had a fake mustache on. He was also my car mechanic. It was really weird. He pulled out a toothbrush. He's like, oh, whoops. And he pulled out a wrench then.
He's also Betsy.
It's really weird how I've been fucking my dentist / mechanic this whole time. I'm calling him a he. She's like, I'm sick of this job.
Okay. So I'm going to list some various things, mostly foods, that can be enjoyed either hot or cold. And you guys tell me which way do you prefer them. So an example, we're not going to do this one, but pizza, right? Some people like it hot. Some people like it cold. So the first one we're going to do, I'm going to start kind of easy here with carrots. So you can eat a cold, uncooked carrot, or you can heat it up, eat it hot. Chad, what do you think?
For sure, hot. Like, I actually think raw carrots are generally bad, unless you douche them in ranch. But I don't mind, like, cooked carrots that are seasoned properly or roasted in the oven. Those are pretty good.
Geiger?
I like both preparations, both douched and non. I like undouched carrots as well, but I do really lately have been very into roasted carrots. So I will also go hot.
3 hots. I like plain carrot or raw carrots just fine, but they can be much tastier cooked. All right, the next one. This is also probably not a slam dunk, but cereal. So you can eat a cold cereal, or you can have. And now for this other one, I'm going to include oatmeal, cream of wheat, that sort of stuff, right?
You're not talking about like putting your Fruit Loops in the microwave?
Yeah. I'm glad you were generous with that, because I generally don't have toaster oven Cheerios.
I will actually start this one. Cream of wheat is maybe the grossest thing on the planet to me. It's really, really gross. If I would include oatmeal just to make it a fair choice, it would be closer. But there are so many good cold cereals that this one's got to be cold for me. Geiger, do you agree?
Yeah, I buy lactate milk primarily to eat with cereal. I started eating oatmeal recently, but it's always as like I should just be healthy and eat some oatmeal, not because I necessarily love it. So yeah, I am also going cold cereal.
Chad?
Yeah, this is cold too. Actually, even with oatmeal, I prefer cold oatmeal. I want the overnight oatmeal that's been in the fridge. So always cold. Hot cereal is garbage.
All right, the next one. Tea. Now, some people like an iced tea, right? Or drink the tea cold, or hot tea. Geiger, you're going to start this one.
In truth, I don't really like either that much. But I really don't like iced tea. I don't know what it is about the flavor. I just don't like it. I'll drink an occasional tea if I'm like my throat doesn't feel sore or something. And I don't mind hot tea. It's okay. But I really don't like iced tea at all. So it's hot by a very slim margin.
Is your throat sore from the dentist just pouring shit down there because he doesn't know what he's doing?
From the time he yanked 4 of my teeth just looking for a cavity.
He's like, all right, now I think I need to brush your teeth with motor oil here. Hold on.
I was like, Betsy? She's like, shut up. She's a shitty actress.
Chad T.
Ooh, this is very, very hard for me because it's very situational, right? Sometimes I'm drinking a hot tea right now as we record this, but I also love iced tea. I think what's going to push it over for me is the Arnold Palmer, which is one of my absolute favorite beverages, 50% iced tea.
Not what he asked. He didn't ask for about Arnold Palmer. I'm kidding. Go ahead. Your face.
Anyway, 50% iced tea, 50% lemonade. And so just the existence of that alone is, I got to give it to cold there. But it's tough.
I'm going to break it with hot tea. I do not like cold tea. don't like the taste of it very much. So hot is the runaway winner for me.
Now, Novak, it's partially also because you are a huge fan of the tea bag. Is that what I was informed? It's not so
Yes.
much the tea you like, but the tea bag.
Yes, and I have low T. So
Yeah.
that tells
You constantly a tea refill.
Okay, next. Chad, will start you with this one because I feel like you'd have the strongest opinion on it. But cookies. Do you like a hot, fresh cookie
Yeah.
or after it's sat out for a bit?
Oh, okay. So not specifically cold, right? We're not putting cookies in the fridge.
Yeah, just right.
Yeah, like a freak show.
Room temp cookie.
No, for me, I do like it hot, and even if it's a room temp cookie, well, it depends on the type of cookie. For a chocolate chip cookie, room temp, I will usually put it in the microwave for like 5-10 seconds before I eat it, just to like remelt the chocolate a little bit and warm it up. I think that's really good. But if you're talking about like an Oreo, well, that should be the room temperature.
Piping hot Oreo, fresh out the oven.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go hot. I'm gonna go hot overall though, because I do love a fresh out of the oven chocolate chip cookie. It's so good.
I would say I agree. I actually think it's a very difficult decision, but at the end of the day, I think it's because you just don't get them as much. But having that fresh out of the oven hot cookie is super delicious when the chocolate chips or whatever you have in there is melty. So too hot, Geiger.
Yeah, I don't even see how this is a conversation topic. It's obvious it's the hot cookie. It's obviously most people, the majority of cookies you eat are not, because I also put zero effort into my cookie maintenance. Like I'll just grab a cookie out of pouch and eat it. However, if you have the opportunity to eat a fresh baked cookie, it's also usually because it's homemade. Even if it's out of a package, it just tastes better. Not that cold cookies aren't good, but hot cookie all the way, easily.
Geiger, do you remember last time you were out in San Francisco? We went to that place called Hot Cookie.
Yes.
There's a shop called Hot Cookie in the Castro district, and they sell like a cookie shaped like cock and balls and breasts and stuff.
Wait a minute, but those guys are actors, right?
Yeah.
Did you notice that the cookie was formed? They were looking at a photograph and forming the cookie to match it.
Yeah, it was weird that the cookie had the same scar in its nutsack that I do.
Yeah, at one point, like the worker there, he like came up and held the cookie like right next to your crotch, and he was just kind of like like evaluating.
And Chad like really oddly bought 8 of them and ate them real slowly while staring at me. It was really creepy.
Yeah. All right, next up, sub sandwiches. So it's a more popular thing now. They ask you, if you want the sandwich heated up.
Yeah.
So I will start because for me it's very easy. I have a very adverse reaction to hot sandwiches.
Wow.
And it all stems from having one years ago, getting deathly ill, whether it was from the sandwich or not, I don't know. But years later, it stuck with me. I cannot eat like really warmed up lunch meats and stuff on sandwich. For me, it must be cold. So cold for me. Geiger, do you agree?
So like, does that mean you like can't eat a meatball sub or something? Like that's clearly supposed to be eaten hot?
No, because what I had was like hot, like ham, like it was deli meat specifically. So yeah, I'm fine eating like those meats in regular form, but it's something about like heating up those deli meats that is gross.
This is tricky because it's very sandwich specific for me. I love a good meatball sub, and that's obviously something that you can't eat cold. I mean, I suppose you can, but you shouldn't. Or like a Philly cheesesteak is really good. But I think I would more often, if I'm just getting a sub sandwich, I'm getting it cold. Like just roast beef or like an Italian trio or something like that is better cold. I don't mind the bun warmed up necessarily, but the meat being cold is not important, but tastier to me. So overall, I'd say cold, but there are some very good hot subs. I'm not really strongly one way or the other.
Do we have a sweep, Chad?
No, not at all. This is totally the opposite for me. I want all my sub sandwiches hot or specifically toasted. I haven't been there in a long time, but I used to love to go to Quiznos, both because I found those old rat commercials hilarious.
They were hilarious.
So funny.
We have a pepper bar.
Any coupon works. But also because I loved that they would toast the subs, right? And the cheese would come out like all melty and the bread was like crispy and toasted. So easy hot for me.
All right. The last food one before we get into some other area, cheese. So cheese, you can eat regular cold cheese, like a charcuterie board or something,
Mhm.
has those cheeses can be delicious. Or cheese heated up and melted on things is
Wow.
amazing, right?
Yeah,
So
gee,
this is a
Chad, what do you
very
think?
so this is to me, a very tough one. Chad, what do you think?
It actually is very tough
Okay.
because I mean, obviously, I love mac and cheese, right, where it's melted. But I will take I'll usually have like a block of Gruyere in the fridge, and I'll just take it out and slice off some pieces and eat that, and it's delicious. So, but just because of mac and cheese, because I'm such like a mac and cheese fiend, then I gotta go. I gotta go with hot.
Geiger?
I don't really eat cheese anymore because of the dairy issues. So it's kind of I guess I'll say hot by default.
Last time you ate cheese, your ass erupted and it grounded all the flights in Europe for a week.
Yeah. It's just I'll say hot by default because when I do eat cheese, it's in stuff, right? Pizza. Occasionally, I'll make mac and cheese at home, like homemade mac and cheese, or like dishes, whatever, like that's got cheese in them. I'll eat it that way. It's not worth it to me to have gastrointestinal issues just to eat a cold ass piece of cheese. So warm as well for me.
Cold ass cheese.
Hand me that cold ass cheese.
I actually had time to think about this, and it was a very tough decision. But in the end, I thought if someone told me I could only have one forever, I would pick hot because it's on a lot of dishes that I really like.
Hot ass cheese.
So hot ass cheese is the way I like it.
Grilled ass cheese is good.
All right. Now the final set of three are not foods, but we'll see what you think.
Mhm.
We'll start with the easiest one: hot or cold shower, which is the preferred, Geiger.
My dentist has probably been taking a lot of cold showers lately. Checking out the size of this wang. I mean, hot shower? I don't think this is a debate. I hate shivering. Actually, true story. I used to take really long ass showers when I was like, I don't know why I'm affixing the word ass to everything. Descriptor. I took
That
some
shower
clean.
was long ass.
It was a long ass shower. When I was clean ass. I had a clean ass.
I got one perverted ass dentist.
I got one hot ass dentist because my wife is my dentist apparently. But no, I would take really long showers and I'd use up too much of the hot water. My mom would get mad, so she would go downstairs and turn off the hot water valve, and it would just suddenly go cold on me, and it would you just scream because it's such a shock to your body.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it was a fun upbringing, but hot shower all the way.
I agree with Geiger. A cold shower, I mean, it's only for like someone who's about to go like murder someone, right? Like there's no point of taking a cold shower. It's for psychotics. That's the only people who take a cold shower.
Like the cliche is you need to take a cold shower because you're super horned up, not because you're about to go kill somebody.
Well, that's your cliche.
All right, serial killer.
Even if I was out running and getting 90-degree heat and running
after a potential
I still
victim
would not come home and take a cold shower. I still
Bitch won't stay still. I gotta go get her.
Cold shower, right? I refuse to chase my victims through 90-degree heat. So
I'll just wait for a slow one.
That's why I went to Iceland to find them and find out that it's not as fucking cold as they say. So, all right, Chad, what do you think?
Well, I go with hot, but I don't hate cold showers nearly as much as you guys. I mean, that situation you just described, I would take a cold shower. Or we don't have air conditioning here because like nobody has AC in San Francisco. But on the like 6 days a year that it's actually hot, and our house is like sweltering, then a cold shower actually feels really, really good. And I will 100% take a cold shower then. Probably like 3 times a year I take one. But otherwise, I want them super hot.
Okay. Hot ass shower. Let's see. Okay, 2 left. So which one is it going to be, Chad? You can start us off. Which do you prefer? The hot-blooded animals or cold-blooded?
Okay, but so where are we bucketing dinosaurs? Because we used to think they're cold-blooded, but now they think they're hot-blooded. This could really sway my opinion.
Neutral. Lukewarm.
Okay, lukewarm.
I don't give a shit about some dead-ass dinosaur. Just raise the animals that are around.
That's a clever-ass girl.
So on the okay, so in the positive column for hot-blooded, you have dogs and bears, which are like by far the two best animals, right? But
You and your fucking bear obsession.
I love bears. They're hilarious. But on the negative side of the hot-blooded column, you have humans, which is the worst animal by far. So it's really tough. I think I'm going to give it to hot-blooded, though, just because I love bears so much.
All right, Geiger.
When I was a kid, I really liked reptiles. I thought they were super cool, like snakes
Yeah.
and alligators and lizards. So if I had to pick a one that I thought had the coolest animals, it's cold-blooded. However, the animals that I actually enjoy interacting with, you can't beat a dog. Well, you can beat a dog, but you'll go to jail. You can't. Dogs are great, is what I'm trying to say. Dogs, cats. Oh, wait, holy shit. Is my dog like a Hollywood stunt dog now? Is that... You see, does it not really love me? Has it just been trained to come sit by me?
Yes, that's why we had your other dogs die for some reason.
Kill his dog. We need the ratings boost.
Geiger, I have some news for you.
Mm-hmm.
Your dog is your dentist.
Oh my god! It was like I went into the dentist the other day, and he was like, "Woof, woof," and then he was like biting the side of the camera, so it would just snap shots of my dick. And I'm like, "What?"
This fucking dog paw just comes up with like the dental drill, just like slapping it in your face.
Yeah.
He's like, "Rrrr, let me show you something."
There was like 3 dogs biting my shorts to pull my pants down. Like, what's going on? Those are my assistants. Let me show you something. Why? Because I gotta. Yeah, I warm-blooded dogs. In summary.
All right, last one, so we get to last snack.
Wait, did you chime in on Novak? What'd you take?
I'm hot. Yes, hot-blooded. There's no fucking good cold-blooded animals. Everybody knows that.
Fucking Komodo dragons are pieces of shit.
Yeah, reptiles. What's a reptile ever done for me?
They got their cold ass blood.
The last one, yoga. Hot yoga or standard yoga?
I have no frame of reference for this. I've not done yoga one.
Can you touch your toes?
No.
Let's start there.
What do you think? No.
No, just immediately. No.
I'm angry you even asked.
So what exactly do they do in hot yoga? They just heat up the room a ton, right? And just make it so it's extra sweaty and gross in there.
Sweat out your toxins or whatever, right?
Yeah, and does that make you more flexible, maybe, because it's a hot room? That might be made-up science.
It sounded pretty scientific the way you said it. I guess I'll go with non-hot yoga.
If you had to do yoga.
Yeah, I mean, I could either do yoga or do yoga and sweat my balls off, so I guess I'll take non-hot, cold yoga.
Yeah.
For me.
Chad?
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather do Noga. Oh, why did I say that? So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go cold. I'm gonna go cold yoga. Yoga's terrible. There was actually a brief period of my life where I was like, oh, maybe I should get into yoga because I'm so inflexible. But I think I'm like a lost cause. Like, I think if you know what I mean. Like, I'm one of those dogs that you should just take out to the back and put a bullet in his head because I'm never gonna be flexible.
That's why people are shooting their dogs. Flexible.
If your dog cannot do downward dog, you get shot in the head.
I know I need to do yoga. Like, I know it would be helpful,
Right?
especially as you start getting older. And I guarantee you, if I'm not less flexible than you guys, it's got to be right up there because I am so inflexible.
Yeah.
And I actually think if I had to do it, I would take the hot yoga. I think being hot would just keep my mind off the fact that the stretches hurt like hell. So
that's a good point.
That's hot and cold. Now we've got one snack to go. We've been avoiding it. It is, Chad, you have a package because you shipped us them in a Ziploc.
So Chrissy sent us this. It's just a giant yellow bag. It's called Bitafisku, and it is a like dried fermented fish. And this was the one that she really, really wanted to get for us. And so it's only one bag, and I had to open it and divide it up for you guys. And you're smelling it now, but it fucking reeks so bad.
I was telling you guys before the podcast, this pile of snacks has been on my kitchen table where I've been working this last week. And there must have been a hole in my bag or something, because I just kept getting this weird fish smell. And I'm like, where is this coming from? So I smelled this bag and realized with much trepidation that I was going to have to eat this fucking thing.
It doesn't even look like food. It's like something they pass around to elementary class, and they're like, this is coral from the sea.
The ingredients just says dried cod, and that's it.
Oh. I mean, I like fish.
I don't, and this doesn't resemble fish at all. I can't swallow it.
It's like eating cotton.
The taste is not as strong as the smell.
No.
I will say that.
It tastes like smoked fish, which I'm actually kind of cool with.
The consistency is fucked, though. I'm having
Yeah.
trouble
It's
getting over that.
It's fucked. Like fiberglass.
This is some fucked ass consistency.
Thing is fishy as fuck.
All right, I gotta lead off. Truthfully, I can barely swallow a bite without a drink. The more you chew it, the weirder the consistency gets, and it is like chewing cotton, like loose cotton. It barely. If someone tricked me and ate it and said that's not food, I'd be like, oh, you got me, and I'd believe them. And the taste of the supposed fish taste does not put me off, and I don't even like fish, so it's not that. It's the consistency that's dragging this to hell. So I'm going to give it a hate that to start, because it's almost inedible to me. Geiger, where are you?
This is weird. I don't dislike the taste. I don't mind the taste of fish. It definitely tastes like fish. Not much to it other than a clear fish taste. It's going to get dragged down, like Novak said, because it's like eating hair. It's like just so dry and weird to swallow. And it is so rancid to the smell. You open the bag and the smell is so off-putting that I don't know how I could enjoy the snack after, just because it smells like such shit. So I am on the border of just to dislike that, because it's not, ultimately the taste doesn't piss me off. Well, I'm not going to open this bag again. I hate that. This is not good. But it's not as horrible as I was expecting it to be. I'll say that.
Okay, so wait, you said hate still though?
I did say hate that, yeah.
2 hates. Now, Chad, will you be the Grinch and make it 3 hates and a flaming bag?
I think this is what Chrissy, she was angling for a flaming bag with this. Sorry, Chrissy. I'm going to disappoint you. Not only that, this is my favorite thing that we ate today.
Wow.
I like this better than both of these chocolate bars. Now, maybe that's because the chocolate bars were old and stale, and this is also probably old and stale, but it kind of doesn't matter.
Nice fresh fish right from the sea.
Right. Look, you guys are right. The smell is horrific. The consistency is just an absolute disaster. But I expected a lot worse, and maybe that's why. I actually think the flavor's all right. Like, it's not good.
I agree.
But I think the flavor's okay. And I was actually thinking about giving it an indifferent to that. But the smell is so bad that I don't actually want to go back to the bag. And that is going to drag it down just into a dislike that for me.
Wow. Not a great showing today. So with a single indifferent, the Pristur has risen to the task. And these 3 snacks cannot be described in any other way except to call them a series of unfortunate events.
I would have appreciated a lemony snicket flavor. Well, we didn't get one. That's the same movie.
I can only describe them as Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Unlike Batman, this snack will not last forever.
Bruce Almighty.
Geiger, where can the listeners contact us?
If you have any more Jim Carrey movies to arbitrarily shout at us, you can visit IMDb and then reach us at youtrydat@gmail.com. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook with a You Tried Dat group. We are #YouTriedThat on Twitter. We are on YouTube. We are a podcast. You should listen to it. You can leave a message for us on any one of those sites. You can give us a rating, a star, a review. Please ask some mailbag questions. Please tell your friends about us if you think we're funny. Yeah, as always, thanks for listening.
So, Guy, you're finding out that you are basically
Yeah.
Truman Showed. What's sort of the most disappointing part of it? You know, that maybe we could have, you know, made you into like an NFL quarterback. You know, like we could have did anything.
Hold
You
on.
know,
At what level would the rest of the players have to pretend to not know how to play football for me to look good? Wow, that was a great wobbly 5-yard pass as the defenders just fell down and allowed the receiver to catch it. No, I think the most disappointing part is to realize that everyone I've built a true and meaningful relationship over my 40 years on this earth turned out to be false, and that it sounds like 40% of them are the same person. So
Right.
I think that's what's disappointing. Mostly that all of you have lied to me my entire existence.
There are only 3 people in the Truman Shows: me, Chad, and the person who plays
Betsy.
every other role.
Yeah, Betsy plays every other role. Betsy's been giving me all these raises at work? That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
She's both of your kids.
She's just on her knees. I've never seen all 3 of them in the same room.
She just comes in with shoes sticking out of her knees, and she's like, "Hey, it's Jake."
She's walking into the room like ready to fuck me, and she's still wearing her like my mailman's outfit. I'm like, what the? Oh, so sorry. Got some change. Oh, by the way, you've got past due bills. Like flings them at me and just starts railing me.
By the way, I'm also Aaron Rodgers. She's like,
Oh, well, that would actually be a huge fantasy of mine. Finally get to fuck Aaron Rodgers. That'd be great. Aaron Rodgers is like, sweet man. Oh wait, he doesn't exist. Never mind. It's all Betsy.
Yeah, don't worry.
Betsy is somehow a Hall of Fame level quarterback. Wow. Some CGI. Are these all just like CGI football games that haven't actually happened? They've been broadcasting them solely on my TV.
Betsy, that we record her 22 times, like, and played over each other.
It's like, was there like a budget snafu this year? That's why we had to go into lockdown. Like, don't let them leave the house. We have nothing to do out there. We couldn't afford all the extras this season. Keep them locked down. Tell them there's murder hornet. She's going toward the door. Oh, okay.
All right, well, let's call it there. And tune in next time. We've got a very special mini episode, an all-timer. But we will be back next time. We'll be trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Deuces.
Yep.